Hello everyone, this is Frances from Healing Vibrations, and I support people who are self-inquiring and going through some form of transition to help discover their true value and contribution so that they can share that out into the world. And tonight I want to share the prediction of the energy of the year that will be influencing the people that are born in these following years. And if this is you, this video is for you. So that would be 1993, 1984, 1975, 1966, 1957, 1948, and 1939. So over the last few nights I've been talking about the energy predictions based on Chinese medicine of how nature affects us, because the energy of nature is part of us, just as we're part of nature. And the Chinese have studied over thousands of years, noticed the patterns of nature and how they influence us, but also influence us in terms of the energy of time. And each year we go into a new energy cycle. And they also work with the cycles of 9 years. So tonight we're up to the year 4 of that 9-year cycle. And so for you, if you're born in these years, what's coming up for you, what we'll do is look at last year and how last year may have impacted you. Last year would have been a year of real growth. The first 2 years of your cycle would have been where you would have been dreaming of what you wanted for this 9-year cycle. The second year was where you were planting the seeds of what you wanted to launch out into the world. And last year it was all about growth. And sometimes it's sudden growth and a lot of change. So you would have discovered that things would have come up for you in ways of change, in ways of helping propel you forward in what it was that you wanted to do. But also change may have found you in a way that you may not have been looking for. Sometimes change can be a little bit difficult or challenging. But either way, it's all about transformation and growth. So this year, in this 4th year of the 9-year cycle, you're in the 2nd year of this 2 years of growth. So last year was the 1st year of this kind of growth and change, and this year is the continuation of that growth. And what can happen is this particular year, the energy feels a bit different. And again, you may have noticed this energy coming in and changing around November, December last year. And then you will have found that it's started to amplify January, February. So it's really important that you be aware that your birthday needs to be from the 4th of February onwards in this particular year. So what will be happening for you this year is, with this year of continued growth, is that things will feel a little bit up in the air. Hello Junie, it's lovely to see you. So this year can be like there's a certain amount of uncertainty around you. You will have found that you were heading in a certain direction last year. You will have kind of moved towards what you were aiming for, as in what you were launching. And this year it's like you're still going in that direction, but things feel a little bit uncertain, and there may be that you'll find that you get a little bit confused and not sure if you're going in the right direction or not. So it can feel like you feel a bit unsettled or ungrounded. And last year, as I mentioned, the element of nature for last year is wood. And if you imagine wood, or the archetype for wood is the tree. And so as the seedling becomes a sprout, comes out of the ground and grows to become a tree, that was the energy of last year. So it was very direct and very straightforward. Whereas this year, it's like that tree has now created branches. And so with a lot of branches to the tree, it's like there's a lot of options available to you, and that can create a sense of confusion as to, well, which way do I go? and you may find that you get a bit more influenced by other people's opinions this year. Because you're not sure which way to go, you may ask people for opinions or what they think is the best way to go, and then that can lead to more confusion, and it can also lead to procrastination. But this year, it's like things get a little bit more complex. It looks like there's more possibilities and a lot more options, and it's like you have to make some decisions. And it's like, should I do it this way, or I wasn't expecting that. So things seem to be a little bit more up in the air. And with this particular energy, the Chinese relate it to the wind. So it's like, yes, this particular energy is kind of taking you off track a bit. So it's important that if whatever you were planning and moving ahead with last year, if it feels like it's going off course a bit, that you actually have some more plans in place. So if you had plan A and that's not quite going the way you want it, have plan B and plan C and plan D in place just in case. But it's important to stick to the plan or the dream that you've been working on and not totally go off course. Just have just allow yourself to adjust a bit, but stay on course with whatever it is that you're wanting to continue to grow, so to speak. So don't change course midstream, and don't make any radical changes. Stick to the plan, basically. It's important for you too this year to have grounded advisors in your life. So somebody that you can talk to that may be a little way ahead in, the venture that you're going in. Now what can happen this year is that you may not necessarily seek this person or these people out, but they just naturally come into your life. If you get the opportunity to go to meetings or workshops or other places where you meet other people, you may naturally find that a person comes into your life that is able to give you really grounded advice. And it's really important for you to take that advice on, because that will really help you stay on course, so to speak. So this year is very important for a mentor to turn up in your life. It's also this person that turns up in your life too may help open doors for you, so be aware of that as well. Also, it's a good idea too this year, and even last year would have been good to actually start to study something that's of interest to you, even if it may not relate so much to what you're planning and working towards, but study and learning and continue growth in regards to learning new things is really important over this 2-year period. But if you learn the skill and you procrastinate and say, oh no, I'm not good enough to start doing it, I want you to kind of throw that thought out of your mind, because you will be fine. Whatever you're learning now is being ingrained. It's developing a lot of growth in you, so don't let that hold you back. And as I said earlier, the energy relates to wind, and also kind of moving you around in a sense of uncertainty. But what can happen this year is that you feel like you're up in the air a bit. And what can happen is that you can literally be up in the air, and this year can tend to be where the energy kind of trips you over. And a lot of people have found that in this particular year, this 4th year of the 9-year cycle, that for some reason they do actually trip over, or they fall over their own feet. So be aware of that. I know it sounds a bit weird, but that has happened. So just be a little bit more mindful, and particularly if you wear high heels, maybe just be a little bit more aware of that. So watch your feet this year. Be aware that there's there could be challenges in regard to feeling things are up in the air, and there can be some confusion, but there will be some a mentor that will turn up in your life and help you to kind of stay grounded and on course, and know that there may be more decisions that you have to make this year in order to follow through with that goal that you're wanting to achieve. And in regard to the colour that relates to this particular element of nature, the colour is green, and that's why I'm wearing this particular green tonight, and it can be any colour of green. So you may want to allow the influence of this colour to support you this year. So you may like to wear the colour green if you like how you look in it, or get out into nature where you are around green. And the actual bamboo tree is the actual the tree that relates to this particular wood energy this year. So but you don't have to be around bamboo trees, you can just be around nature, full stop. Be out in nature. And you may like to put some decorations in your house with the colour green, putting a green cushion on the chair, or a green ornament, or putting a picture up on the wall that has, you know, the pictures of trees, or bamboo trees, for instance. So I hope that helps you for this year. If you've got any questions at all about what I'm talking to you about, please contact me. I'll be putting a link in this video with my website page that relates to your Divine Blueprint readings that I do for my clients before we start on any healing journey. And I'd love to tell you more about what your inner design is in regard to the elements of nature. So thank you very much for watching, and I look forward to speaking to you again tomorrow about the year 5 of the 9-year cycle. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.